I'm is happy I allow, without a sheet will lie, underneath the arches.
It is probably every child's dream to pilot an aircraft. Here at Yorkshire Air Museum, they can at least explore historical aircrafts at first hand. More than 100 volunteers dedicate their time and energy to keep the history of aircraft alive. It was 40 years ago when Tony Egger bought a wrecked cockpit in an auction for £7. Since then, he has collected the missing pieces to rebuild this historic plane. With the opening of the museum in the 1980s, Tony found a new home for it and continued the restoration with the help of other volunteers.
It just was interesting, and the more I was interested in, the more I wanted to do. But my final aim really is to run the engines.
Located 5 miles southeast of York, the former bomber base displays a wide range of peace and wartime aircrafts. From Wright brothers' pioneering plane to Second World War bombers, all are resting here. However, from time to time, they come to life again. This royal aircraft caused the death of thousands of pilots in its days due to the lack of safety.
The aircraft had no brakes, so when you landed, you had to hope that it would stop when you turned the engine off, which it sometimes didn't.
Each year, about 70,000 people visit this historical site, many of them driving hundreds of miles.
Because it's very authentic, you get the impression of how things were while it was in service, so it makes you feel that you really absorb some of the history.
It just brings so many memories back to me, seeing these aircraft, because I remember them flying into Germany, into the airbase where I was based.
Well, we come every few years because our parents was in the war, and we find that the grandchildren are interested in what we're interested in.
Visitors play a crucial role in the development of the museum. Without the entrance fees, this self-funded organization would not exist. It is an everyday task for the museum to generate income.
It obviously is a challenge every year to make ends meet and improve this historic site. Obviously, all these wartime buildings that were not meant to be standing this far long after the war, so it is quite a battle to keep them preserved and maintained.
However, the museum largely depends on the devoted work of volunteers who maintain the property. They take care of every single exhibit without expecting much in return.
We have 3 free drinks a day. That's 1 in the morning, 1 at lunchtime and 1 in the afternoon. And we get meals at lunchtime at reduced prices. Apart from that, we get nothing in return, except the companionship and the friendship and everything with everybody else.
Fred Gregg and his friends hope that children who are now visitors may one day join the museum as volunteers to keep the site and its atmosphere alive.